Welcome to Moral Story English. Today, we have a beautiful tale for you called The Girl Who Planted Hope. Once, in a small, quiet village, lived a young girl named Shrey. She lived with her loving family in a place where the sun beat down on dry, cracked earth. The village had no trees, not a single one. The land was barren and dusty, and a sense of hopelessness hung in the air like the heat that shimmered above the ground. The wind would blow, kicking up clouds of dust that coated everything in a fine, brown layer. The villagers had long since accepted their fate, believing their land was cursed and would never be green again. But Shrey was different. She looked at the desolate landscape not with despair, but with a spark of an idea. One morning, she picked up a small shovel and a handful of seeds she had carefully saved. She declared to her family, with a voice full of determination, "I will plant a tree. Maybe, just maybe, it will grow." Her parents smiled sadly, unsure if anything could change their reality, but they didn't stop her. So, Shrey began her daily ritual. Every single day, under the harsh sun, she would go out and dig small, hopeful holes in the stubborn ground. Into each hole, she would gently place a seed, cover it with soil, and give it a precious few drops of water from the village well. It was hard, tiring work. The ground was rocky, her hands became calloused, and the sun was relentless. But her spirit was stronger than the sun's heat. Day after day, she planted seeds of hope. Years started to pass. Shrey grew from a little girl into a young woman, but her daily routine never changed. At first, the other villagers watched her with curiosity, but as seasons came and went, with no visible change, their curiosity turned to mockery. They would see her toiling away and shake their heads. "Look at Shrey," one villager would say to another. "Why do you waste your time? You've been doing this for years, and nothing has happened. Nothing will ever grow here." Others would laugh and call her the dreamer who plants dust. The children, mimicking their parents, would sometimes point and giggle as she worked. Despite the laughter and the discouraging words, Shrey never gave up. She held on to her sliver of hope with all her might. She believed in the power of that tiny seed. She would whisper to the earth, "Please grow, just a little." Her heart ached with every passing day that brought no change, but her resolve never wavered. She chose to listen to the quiet voice of hope inside her, instead of the loud voices of doubt around her. Then one morning, something magical happened. As Shrey was making her rounds, she noticed a tiny speck of green pushing its way through the cracked soil. Her heart leaped. She knelt down, her eyes wide with wonder. It was a tiny sprout, a small, fragile leaf reaching for the sun. It was the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. She let out a joyful laugh, a sound that had been rare in the village for a long time. That one small sprout was just the beginning. Soon, another appeared, and then another. Slowly, like a gentle green tide, life began to return to the land. The small green plants grew into saplings, and the saplings grew into young trees. Saiz daily work now included tending to her growing forest, her heart swelling with pride and joy. The trees provided shade, their roots held the soil, and the air began to feel cooler and cleaner. As the trees grew taller, the village transformed. The once barren land was now dotted with lush greenery. Flowers of every color bloomed, attracting butterflies and bees. Fruit began to grow on the branches. Juicy mangoes, sweet papayas, and tangy lemons. Birds returned, filling the air with their cheerful songs. The village was no longer a dusty, hopeless place. It was an oasis, vibrant and full of life. The villagers who once laughed at Shrey now looked on in awe. Their skepticism had melted away, replaced by gratitude and respect. They saw the shade, tasted the fruit, and felt the gentle breeze that now rustled through the leaves. They finally understood. They approached Shrey, their faces filled with smiles. "Thank you, Shrey," they said. Thank you for not giving up. Your hard work has brought our village back to life." Shrey simply smiled back, her heart full. Her small actions, her unwavering belief, had done more than just grow trees. She had planted hope in the hearts of her people and given a future to her entire village. The moral of this story is a powerful one. Even the smallest acts of hope and perseverance can make a world of difference. Never underestimate the power you have to create positive change, no matter how impossible it may seem. Thank you for watching The Girl Who Planted Hope. We hope this story inspired you. If you enjoyed it, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to Moral Story English for more inspiring stories. We'll see you next time.